When we say Jai Shri Ram, in English it is translated as victory to Shri Ram. Does Bhagawan really need us to encourage him to victory? No, it is not for Bhagavan Shri Ram, but for ourselves. May Shri Ram be victorious in our hearts and in our lives. What do we need to remember? We need Jai 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 Hanuman Gosai. All of the Hindu methods of worship, whether they are pujas, havans, kirtans, aartis, are a real celebration. A celebration not just of Bhagavan, but the very presence of Bhagavan in our hearts. To express this celebration, we use the Jaikara. Siyavara Ramachandra ki Jai, Pavanasuta Hanuman ki Jai, Umapati Mahadeva ki Jai. But what does this Jai mean? What does it signify? And what does it bring to our lives? That is what we'll be discussing in today's video. And if you like this type of content, please take a moment and subscribe to our channel. This is a small step for you, but has a huge impact in our seva. Goswami Tulsidas Ji says, Jai 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 Hanuman Gosai, Kripa karahu Gurudev ki nai, jo sat bar paath kar toi, chutahi bandi mahasukha hoi. Victory, victory, victory to Hanuman, the merciful one who has conquered his senses and is like the Guru. One who recites this Hanuman Chalisa with regularity is relieved of all his limitations and achieves the highest bliss. The Sanskrit word Jai has such depth that English cannot accurately capture it. In English, we translate Jai as victory. But victory over whom? And victory for what? When we say Jai Shri Ram, in English it is translated as victory to Shri Ram. But think about it. Does Bhagawan really need us to encourage him to victory? No. When we say Jai Shri Ram, it is not for Bhagavan Shri Ram, but for ourselves. May Shri Ram be victorious in our hearts and in our lives. To understand Shri Ram, Shri is the source of all auspiciousness. And Rama has a beautiful meaning which we have covered in previous videos. Ra stands for the light. Ma stands for within. So when we say Jai Shri Ram, we are saying, may the Lord give us the experience of the light within, and may that be the source of auspiciousness in our lives. Such depth, such a profound meaning that an English translation can never capture. And this concept of Jaikara, this tool, this method that we have is especially important for us as youth because we need this dynamic presence of the divine in our hearts as we face challenges in our day-to-day lives. And when we give Jaikara to Hanuman Ji, that enthusiasm is doubled, it's tripled. That's why Goswami Tulsidas Ji says, Jai 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 Hanuman Gosai. What does Hanuman Gosai mean? Hanuman, we have already seen in the first Hanuman Chalisa video, stands for one who has a struck chin. The deeper meaning is one who is not proud, doesn't carry that chin like a haughty person, but is humble and soft in nature. Gosai comes from the word Goswami. And if I ask someone what is the meaning of Goswami, the answer will be, oh, it's just a surname. But Goswami has a much, much deeper meaning than just being a surname. Go is the Sanskrit word for cows. That word go comes from the word or the concept gacchati, that which goes. In Sanskrit and in English, the root is the same. So cows go out to graze. That's why that cow is called a go, because gacchati. In the same way, our senses go out into the world of sense objects. And that's why our senses are also called go. So Goswami is one who has conquered the impulse in their senses to go out in the outer world. A Goswami is one who navigates the same world that you and I do, but isn't tempted by lust on seeing lustful objects, isn't triggered to anger by encountering triggering situations, isn't given to greed when put in a tempting situation. One who experiences the same world but does not get triggered by their senses is a Goswami. And in this way, this one simple sutra becomes the method for us to overcome our triggers. When faced with lust, chant Jai 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 Hanuman Gosai. Oh Hanuman Ji, come into my life and save me. When faced with anger, chant Jai 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 Hanuman Gosai. When faced with fear, chant Jai 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 Hanuman Gosai. When faced with temptation, chant Jai 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 Hanuman Gosai. Now, the trouble is that all these experiences, anger, fear, lust, temptation, hatred, are very heavy emotions. And in the face of these heavy emotions, often we forget that we can chant. So what do we need to remember that this tool is available to us? We need the grace of the Guru. And that's why Goswami Tulsidas Ji says, Krupa karahu Guru Deva ki nai. Again, Krupa is one of those deep words that has no translation. In English, you call it compassion, mercy, shelter, grace. Krupa is that form of compassion, grace, mercy that the Guru exhibits when they raise our perspective, whether we may be qualified for that or not. They don't wait and see how good we are. They don't judge us. They say wherever we are, they come and meet us and they raise our lives. That's why it is said Krupa is one of the capabilities of the Divine Himself. Krupa karahu Gurudev. Again, Guru has now become an English word because they use it everywhere. But Guru has such depth of meaning. Gu means ignorance. Ru means remover of. So a Guru means one who removes our ignorance. Now in today's world, people say, oh, I don't need a Guru. All of the knowledge is in the books. Why do we need a Guru? Why should we submit to someone? And my Guru, Swami Chinmayananda, was asked this very question. Someone went up to him and said, Swamiji, why do we need a Guru when all the knowledge is contained in the books? And Swamiji quietly looked at that person, gave a soft smile and said, why don't you ask this question to the books? The reality is that a Guru isn't just one who gives us knowledge, but gives us experience. And whilst we may be able to get information from books, the experience of the divine can only be had through the guidance, through the bespoke sadhana, and through the grace of the Guru. A Guru takes us from Gyan to Vigyan. Gyan means book knowledge. We can read in the book that an ice cream is sweet, but on a hot day, to taste the cooling sweetness of the ice cream that lowers our body temperature when it is hot and sweating outside. That is Vigyan. That is experiential knowledge. So in the same way, the book will say that your inner core is divine, but to experience that divinity, we need a Guru, and not just a Guru. Krupa karahu Gurudeva ki nai. How do we unlock that Krupa of Bhagavan? There are three things that we need to do. First, chant regularly. That's why in the Hanuman Chalisa it says, Jo satabara path kare koi. One of the beauties of the Hanuman Chalisa is that it is a stuti, not a mantra. What is the difference? A mantra has only one correct set of words, one correct set of pronunciation, one correct cadence in which we pronounce that mantra. In a stuti, especially stutis in this Avadhi Bhasha, you can have multiple words as long as the underlying meaning is consistent. So when it's said Sat, there are many perspectives. Some people say Shata, which is 100. Some people say Sat, which is 7. And then people argue amongst themselves. Now, this isn't to say one perspective is wrong, the other perspective is right, and people who have this argument are wrong. It is to say that anyone who chants with devotion will certainly attain to the goal. How many times do we need to chant? Even once, with complete focus and devotion and purity of heart is sufficient. Once, someone approached my Guru Swami Chinmayananda and very proudly said to him, Swamiji, I have been through the Bhagavad Gita 18 times. So much arrogance, the person said, I have been through the Bhagavad Gita 18 times. Swamiji looked at her softly and said, yes, you may have been through the Bhagavad Gita 18 times, but has the Bhagavad Gita been through you even once? When we read, when we chant, when we understand, the purpose of that is to create such purity in our heart that the message will take root and the experience will be had then and there itself. Krupa karahu Gurudeva ki nai. That is the purpose of chanting. So whether you chant it 100 times, whether you chant it 7 times or whether you chant it 1, let us aim to manifest this divinity in our heart. And what is the result of this chanting? One is that we release all of our limitations. Chhutahi bandhi what bandhan, what limitations are we getting rid of? The limitations of karma, which we have discussed in detail in the previous video. Getting out of this cycle of karma that leads to various births and rebirths and deaths and rebirths is achievable through the presence of Hanuman Ji in our heart and the grace of a Guru. And what is the result of all of this? Well, it's the last thing. Maha Sukha Hoi, one who attains the highest bliss. See, realistically, if we ask ourselves, why am I doing anything? Why do I go to work? To earn money. Why do I want to earn money? To have some experiences. Why do I want to have some experiences? To achieve some level of happiness. Ultimately, this happiness is what is driving everything. And the Hanuman Chalisa says, not only do we achieve those limited moments of happiness, but Mahasukh, the greatest peace, happiness and bliss is achieved through the Hanuman Chalisa. As you can see, we are nearing the end of our discussion on Hanuman Chalisa. And we are starting to see the power of devotion, the Shakti that is contained in Bhakti. And if you join me for the next two videos, the last two videos of the Hanuman Chalisa, we will be able to see this power of devotion in its complete expression. And while you wait for those videos, there's a full playlist of Hanuman Chalisa videos that you can see to understand this great stuti at the deepest level that we have been able to explore through this seva. If you have enjoyed this seva, then please consider subscribing and share these videos with family and friends so that they too may benefit. My name is Om Dhumatkar. Thank you once again for giving me the opportunity to serve you with this divine wisdom from Hindu Shastra. I hope to see you again very, 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 very soon. Namaste.
Jai 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 Hanuman Gosai, Kripa Karahu Gurudev Hinai, Jo Sat Bar Paath Kar Koi, Chutahi Bandi Mahasukha Hoi,